Bethel here, creator, writer, and artist of the Long John webcomic, here with another video of me doing the pencils, I guess, from the upcoming chapter of Long John. Like the last one, this is done in Procreate, just to kind of expedite the process because there are pages added after the fact. And they're more establishing shot pages. They actually come after the page we looked at last time. So just shots of the town, showing that it's a busy town, it's bustling, very different than any locale we've seen so far in the comic. And so again, I'm using the program Procreate for the iPad. I'm just quickly laying out the thumbnails here and then going back in with more tight, not super tight pencils where I'm not going into the incredible detail, but finished enough so that I can produce finished inks with enough sort of indication of what needs to go where, what kind of details are needed, and most importantly for a page like this, working out all the perspective for the buildings and making sure people are on the same plane, that kind of thing. One of the fun parts about this page was really fleshing out the world with background characters. Something that can be, depending on your mood, exhausting or really fun. For this one, it was really fun because I really got into just making each character on the page look very different from each other, look very interesting. And I tried to figure out what it was they were doing in this moment. We have obviously cowboys or ranchers having just gotten off their horses. We have well-to-do folk crossing muddy streets, and try to imbue these drawings with a sense of personality so that we have this fancy couple crossing the street. How are they feeling about crossing this muddy street? Because it just rained the night before. They're kind of disgusted. They're kind of standoffish. And trying to get that across in terms of their facial expressions, their body posture, and the like. And for this scene in particular, since it is more of a cosmopolitan town as much as it can be in a setting like this, I really tried to show the diversity of people that participate in the life of this town. And so it's really trying to mix up shapes, sizes, colors, everything to really make it feel as alive and vibrant and real as possible. And this is especially important for a couple of reasons. One, it's more historically accurate, especially in a setting like this. This scene takes place in a real town, Bridgeport, California, that, as it was back then, and as it is still now, very rural, very isolated. And for that time, it was the local town. You would be, by the nature of it being so isolated and unique, a place where you'd see a lot of different people. Secondly, it makes the comic more lively. You're not just putting placeholder mannequins in the background. It makes it seem like a lot of thought and effort went into making this place seem alive. And in the third panel, I actually worked in a bit of an Easter egg, where I work in two characters that have appeared a couple times before, always in the same kind of state, which is they're laughing very hard and they're clearly intoxicated. In this case, they're the characters in the sort of the middle ground on the left with the beard and the wide hat. They featured previously in chapter 2 at the beginning, and they were in the extreme foreground of the bar scene or the saloon scene in chapter 4. And it was cool to work them into this as well. And who knows, they'll probably pop up again because they're very fun to draw, and it's nice to have those kinds of things to throw in and see if anybody notices, especially when the creator doesn't tell you about them. So that's another process for a page from the upcoming chapter 5 of Long John. I've even included the final inks and the final colors in this video just for fun. And so keep your eye on longjohncomic.com for future updates about chapter 5. We're getting very close to it being done. But until then, thank you so much for watching me draw.